Namaste, Adab, Vanakkam and Sat Sri Akal. We, the students of Narayana Group of Schools, residential campus, with great joy and immense pleasure, feel privileged to extend our warm welcome to all our viewers for Rehash 2021. Year 2020 was all about 2 zeros, where first zero indicates our personal and professional livelihood. All have become zero. The one who thought themselves to be 100 also become zero. And second zero was a microscopic invisible thread, is the novel coronavirus. By the end of 2020, the whole world was looking for medical and research fraternity as the last hope to come up with a lifesaver vaccine. 2021, a year of vaccine. Let us rewind 2021 and play it from the beginning. The topics will be rewinded are education, economy, health, politics, technology and sports. Now let us rewind education sector.
Hello everyone, this is Tashan Sai and I am here to take you to the education sector in India. Education in India has greatly improved over the past decades. It holds an important place in the global education industry and also it has one of the largest networks of higher education institutions in the world. India has made great strides in improving access to quality education, increasing elementary school enrollment and reducing the number of out-of-school children. So, according to report published by National Survey of India, now literacy rate of India in 2021 is 77.7%, whereas in 2011 it was 73%, which shows the evident increase of 4% in literacy rate in nationwide. Even now, Kerala is being in the first place in the chart with 96.2% of literacy rate in 2021. When we look into gender-wise of 2021, the male literacy rate is 70.3%, which shows India has to concentrate more in sensitizing and creating awareness to increase female literacy. Here is my friend Deekshit Reddy will give the glimpses of 2021.
As we are talking about education, we have witnessed a lot of improvements and events happen globally. Here, let's see some of the major happenings of 2021. COVID-19 created a plenty of problems, but also brought new opportunities and opened doors to innovative in the education sector. Digital platforms came to rescue as schools migrated to online learning as a new way of teaching and learning due to the pandemic. Methodologies using digital platforms and video-assisted learning has made online learning fun and collaborative for learners. Even though the schools were started reopening in the end of 2021, we were facing the challenges to be back in the track, where the hybrid schooling provides an opportunity to strike a balance between online learning and traditional classroom learning, thus making it more interesting and innovative. CBSE made some changes in exam pattern of class 9 to 12 exams for academic session of 2021 to 2022. It is expected that students will find more competency-based questions and concepts in the real-life situation that will be the part of final exams. In August 2021, Prime Minister Mr. Narayana Modi unveiled 10 schemes to commemorate a year of new national education policy, including the Academic Bank of Credit in Tertiary Education, a competency-based assessment for the education school sector and framework for internationalization of Indian education. By looking into the highlights, we can also understand that will be having sustainable growth in the upcoming future. It is estimated that India's higher education will combine training methods that involve online learning and games and is expected to grow 38% in the next 2 to 4 years, which adopts transformative and innovative approaches in higher education. A strong focus on extracurricular activities and science, arts and maths clubs will promote a generally positive attitudes towards education and impact the overall development of students. Sports and arts will be promoted as mainstream options instead of alternative subjects. This will result more motivation and engagement from students who will have greater control over their career choices. Effective vocational training targeted at developing industries-related skills and expertise will be mandated. Training of teachers on the same regard helps students to land their dream jobs. The Government of India has taken several steps, including opening of IITs and IIMs in new locations, as well as allocating educational grants for research scholars in the most of the government institutions. Now, I am handing over to Tashan Sai for adding few words about this sector.
In conclusion, the education sector has faced many ups and downs in the past years due to pandemic. This has created many challenging situations where students started lagging in attention and active listening, questioning quality, accountability and missing out the campus life. But COVID-19 crisis has also stirred transformation in the education system, and this is just the beginning. Even though there is still uncertainty in the education sector, rigorous steps are being taken to streamline the process and make education accessible to students belonging to all cultural and social groups. With technology offering solutions at tremendous pace, it looks like things will only get better from here. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumuk Ramakrishna. Today I am going to review the most significant sector, that is Global Economy 2021. Let us understand global economy first. The global economy refers to the interconnected worldwide economic activities that take place between multiple countries. Economies globally are recorrupting and coping with the COVID-19 pandemic. Experts predict that this may be a slow and a long healing process that may trigger hard times for many. Understanding the characteristics of global economy. Globalization describes a process by which national and regional economies, societies and cultures have become integrated through the global network of trade, communication, immigration and transportation. These developments lead to an advent of the global economy. International trade is considered to be an impact of the globalization. It refers to exchange of goods, services between different countries, and it has also helped countries to specialize in products that they have a comparative advantage in. International finance, money can be transferred at a faster rate between countries compared to goods, services and people, making international finance one of the primary features of the global economy. Global investment, this refers to an investment strategy that is not constrained by the geographical boundaries. Global investment mainly takes place via foreign direct investment (FDI). Let us know the factors affecting the global economy. According to the latest economic news, here are some of the key factors that influence and affect how well the global economy works. Natural resources, infrastructure, population, labor, human capital, technology, law. The global economy of 2021. The global economy is projected to grow 5.9% in 2021 and 4.9% in 2022. The downward revision for 2021 reflects a downgrade for advanced economies, in part due to the supply distribution and for the low-income developing countries, largely due to the worsening of pandemic dynamics. Global recovery continues, but the momentum has weakened and the uncertainty has increased. As per the survey, the world GDP has a drastic drop of -3.1% in 2020 due to the pandemic. Looking into the world GDP of 2021, the rapid growth is observed with 5.9%. Let us understand the world economy growth projection that there was a drastic drop in the economy throughout the world. Among all the highest drops, 2020 was Mexico with -8.3%, India with -7.3%. In 2021, there was a great growth in the world economy projections. The highest growth was observed in India with 9.5% and China with 8.0% in 2021. This was a review on Global Economy 2021. Now let us know the future economy.
Hello everyone, I am P. Siddharth. Let us understand the emerging market and developing economies of 2021. Aggregate EMDA growth is forecast to reach 6% in 2021. The rebound reflects robust pickups in a few large economies, particularly China. In many other EMDAs, activity is being dampened by a partial withdrawal for macroeconomic support and a slow pace of vaccination. Compared to recoveries from previous global recessions, the current cycle is notably uneven. Let us look at risks tilted to the downside. The global outlook is clouded by uncertainty and subject to various risks. Severe COVID-19 outbreaks are still possible, especially in light of the emergence of new variants that are more virulent, deadly, and resistant to vaccines. A spike in one bankruptcies could damage the banking system, restrict the flow of credit, and trigger credit crunches. Persistent inequalities in growth could exaggerate social unrest. Let me continue with macroeconomic policy response. It is a difficult balancing act. As the pandemic awaits, a gradual normalization of macroeconomic policy will be required. In EMDs, such policies include efforts to improve spending efficiency and to better target social protection measures, which can be complemented with policies that bolster domestic revenue mobilization. Moving on with structural policy priorities, steering the global economy toward a green, resilient, and inclusive growth. Controlling the pandemic at the global level will require more equitable vaccine distribution, especially for low-income countries. Global initiatives, including COVAX, can redistribute excess vaccine doses and ensure more equitable access. As the recovery becomes more entrenched, policymakers have an opportunity to bolster a green, resilient, and inclusive recovery. Moving on, we have the global economy. The global economy is set to expand by 5.6% in 2021, its strongest post-recession pace in 80 years. The recovery is highly uneven, however, and largely reflects sharp rebounds in some major economies, while many EMDs are lagging behind. The recovery is expected to continue into 2022, with global growth moderating to 4.3%. Still, by 2022, global GDP is forecast to remain nearly 2% below pre-pandemic projections. Let me take you through the predictions of global economy in 2022. Global economy would enter 2022 in strong health after surprisingly swift pandemic recovery, but new and pre-existing conditions cloud the long-term prognosis. The surge in global inflation has investors fretting about future growth, but Morgan Stanley economists say price surges will subside, making way for 4.7% global GDP growth in 2022. Let me conclude the global economy sector. The challenge for most businesses in the decade ahead will be to implement growth strategies based on innovation and efficiency gains during a period of renewed labor shortages and tightening of monetary policy by major central banks in response to substantial inflation risks, which will impact costs of accessing capital. Business needs to focus on both tangible and intangible investments to drive sustainable growth strategies. This is all about global economy in 2021. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rehash 2021. My name is Sugandha Sai. Today I am here to review politics in 2021. Political events to look out for in 2021. While a large part of the year 2020 was spent under lockdown amid the fear of coronavirus, there were stirrings of political activity with Bihar Assembly elections and groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of Ram Temple at Ayodhya. The anti-CAA stirs, Delhi riots and farmers' protests kept the government and the administration on the edge. The new year, 2021, and the new decade promised to be equally eventful. Let us talk about 5 most significant world events in 2021. The Taliban returned to power. The US war in Afghanistan ended as it started 20 years earlier, with the Taliban in power. In 2020, President Donald Trump struck a deal with the Taliban that required withdrawing all US troops by May 1, 2021. 2 weeks before that deadline, President Joe Biden ordered that a complete US withdrawal be concluded by no later than September 11, 2021, the 20th anniversary of 9/11 attacks. COVID-19 vaccines arrived as the virus mutates. The vaccines created to address the novel coronavirus may join the smallpox, measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines as major advances in saving lives and diminishing morbidity. The speed at which COVID-19 vaccines were developed was stunning. Vaccines historically took 10 to 15 years to develop. The quickest any vaccine had been developed previously was the 4 years it took to create the mumps vaccine. COVID-19 vaccines were created in less than a year. Just as important, the leading COVID-19 vaccines worked stunningly well. The AUKUS deal debuts. On September 15th, President Joe Biden, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, and British Prime Minister Boris Johnson jointly announced a new trilateral security partnership named AUKUS. Joe Biden becomes president. America is back. Joe Biden made that point repeatedly in 2021. He moved quickly upon taking office to fulfill his promise to strengthen relations with America's allies. He returned the United States to the Paris Climate Agreement and the World Health Organization. Renewed New START for 5 years sought to revive the Iran nuclear deal and ended US support for offensive military operations in Yemen. Iran's nuclear program advances. The year began with optimism that the Iran nuclear deal might be revived 3 years after President Donald Trump quit the agreement. Joe Biden came to office calling Trump's Iran policy a self-inflicted disaster and pledging to return to the deal if Iran returned to compliance. This is all about Global Politics 2021.
Hello everyone, my name is Samiksha. I am here to review the National Politics 2021. Talking about political events in 2021. India. Challenges for government. The worst of the COVID-19 pandemic may be over, but the government will have to face the challenge of the vaccine rollout with issues of the access and cost dominating the discourse. The Narendra Modi government also has to deal with the sliding economy, lost jobs and unemployment in addition to the farmers, unrest and the census exercise that can become controversial. Farmers protest. Despite half a dozen rounds of talks between the government and the protesting farmers camping at the borders of the capital, there are no significant signs of a breakthrough. While the government is willing to promise them leniency for stubble burning and dropping amendments to the electricity ordinance. Moving forward to elections in West Bengal. The battle for the West Bengal between Mamata Banerjee and a combative BJP is likely to be a volatile and polarizing affair, with both sides pulling all stops to win. The Saffron Party has been expanding its base in the state and increased its tally from 2 to 18 seats in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Elections in Assam. The assembly polls in Assam will test the BJP's strength and appeal in the northeast. Soon after coming to power in 2014, the BJP had announced its intention of expanding in the northeast and other states where it traditionally did not have a strong base. Elections in south. Assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry will also be keenly watched as the BJP has been trying to make a foray into southern states. These will be the first elections in Tamil Nadu without its two stalwart, Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha, who dominated the political landscape of the state for the decades. BJP is still largely seen as the Hindi-speaking party. While it has tied up with the AIADMK, it is unlikely that BJP will make an impact in the southern heartland. Upcoming events 2022. Coming to Uttar Pradesh elections 2022. Knowing how much advanced the BJP starts working on electoral strategy, the party is likely to seriously start working up on UP elections, scheduled in early 2022 by mid-2021. Done with elections in East and South by mid-2021, the electoral battlefield will shift to North and West soon after. Yogi Adityanath government is expected to focus on the Ram temple construction, laws like love jihad and anything that keeps the atmosphere polarized. Other elections 2022. In addition to UP, elections are also due in Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur in 2022, all posing a challenge to the BJP. The party will work on strengthening its organization in Punjab, where it was a junior partner to SID. The Saffron Party is gearing to go alone in the state and unlikely to make any impact unless it manages to appease the farmers. It was also touch and go for the BJP in Goa, which managed to form the government despite the Congress winning more seats but falling short of a majority. Concluding politics, 2021 was a challenging period for India, politics and economy. The biggest challenge for the Modi government will be dealing with the COVID-19. It will not be easy to make sure that 1.3 billion people in the country would get vaccine in time. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sahasra. Today I am going to review the most important sector of 2021, healthcare industry. These industries include pharmaceutical, biotechnology, equipment, distribution, facilities and managed healthcare. The healthcare sector consists of all businesses involved in provision and coordination of medical and related goods and services. Let's go through the highlights of 2021. Healthcare industry in the US places priority in areas of medical technology, research and innovation. In 2021, the estimated industry revenue of healthcare industry was $2,709.9 billion US dollars. In Union Budget 2021, the government allocated 35,000 crores for COVID-19 vaccines in 2021 to 2022. March 2021, healthcare has become one of the largest sectors of Indian economy in terms of both revenue and employment. Let's talk about the latest updates of healthcare sector 2021. More than 4.47 billion people worldwide have received a dose of COVID-19 vaccine, equal to about 58.3% of the world's population. India has reached over 100 crore vaccination status in 2021. Increased focus on telemedicine services, and the government also issued new guidelines to make telemedicine a legal practice in India. Detection of a new variant of the virus Omicron in several countries have prompted strong calls to address vaccine inequity globally. Here's my friend will take us through the review of Indian healthcare sector 2021.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahita. As we know, the healthcare sector has collapsed due to COVID-19 in 2020. 2021 was a year seems to be a growth and recovery of health sector. Now healthcare in 2022. India's healthcare infrastructure is set for massive growth by financial year 22. Size of India's healthcare infrastructure will reach 349.1 billion USD, growing by 17% of an annual basis. The Indian government aims at increasing the healthcare spending 2.5% of GDP. WHO goals at vaccinating 70% of every country's population by mid-2022. Let's understand the pros and cons of healthcare in 2021. With the COVID-19 pandemic testing, even more developed healthcare systems have naturally also been shaken. In India, the healthcare industry along with the central and state government undertook a robust response plan to tackle the pandemic. Low vaccination rates have hampered many countries' ability to contain the pandemic. Nearly half of the world's population has yet to receive a single dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Despite COVID-19 many devastating impacts, it does present the healthcare sector with powerful opportunity to accelerate innovation and in itself. Coming to the conclusion, the COVID-19 pandemic has also transformed the way the government and the private players are planning to bring change in healthcare system. Despite initial hiccups, the healthcare system is managing to withstand the pandemic, considering the various effects in manufacturing of medical equipment, disposables, drugs, and most recent vaccine efforts. This is all about the healthcare sector. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Sai Bruno. I am going to take you through the sports sector in 2021. Before we turn the calendar to 2022, let's take a look back at a few of the biggest sports stories over the past year. Sports team has provided as much needed escape in another year of COVID-19, and there has been plenty of news to follow. After sporting events in 2020 were hampered by COVID-19, in 2021 were witnessed major events like Tokyo Olympics, Paralympics, ICC T20 World Cup, which brought the joy and hope. Amid the glooms of coronavirus, Indian sports shone like never before in 2021. Being an Olympics year, which came a year later, Indian sports also had its share of games flavor. Coming to cricket, which is biggest Indian first love, gave a fans lot of joy and proud as the cricket team won many series in 2021. In Australia, new groups of youngsters who are going to be the future stars of the world cricket, proved by the Indian in all format of international cricket. Not only cricket, every sport has been welcome back after the pandemic in this year 2021. Here is my friend Karthik will take you through the highlights of 2021.
Hello everyone. When we talk about sports, globally multiple events has been conducted and many new talents were showcased in all sporting events. Let's see the remarkable global highlights of 2021. Starting with the international cricket, ICC T20 World Cup 2021 was hosted in UAE and Australia won the title. Kieran Pollard becomes third man to hit 6 sixes in an over. Ashmatullah Shahidi becomes first Afghan player to score test double century. In Australian Open 2021, Novak Djokovic and Naomi Osaka wins the championship. Nozomi Okuhara bags women's singles titles at All England Open in badminton. While talking about global updates, India had an eventful year in sports sector. Indian talents won many medals and championships in the year 2021. Starting with Olympics, Neeraj Chopra won gold in javelin throw. Saikum Mirabai Chanu bagged silver medal in weightlifting. In other hand, Ravikumar Dahiya becomes second Indian to get silver medal in wrestling. India won 4 bronze medals by PV Sindhu in badminton, Lavlina Bargohain for boxing, Bajrang Punia in wrestling and won by the Indian men's hockey team. In Paralympics, India bags 5 gold medals, 8 silver medals and 6 bronze. The Indian Paralympians made the country proud and the nation celebrated their achievements. Coming to the cricket, India inaugurates the world's biggest stadium in Ahmedabad and named as Narendra Modi Stadium. Indian team wins multiple international ODI, Test and T20 series like Australian, England, Sri Lanka and New Zealand tours. But still, unfortunately, India missed the championship in T20 World Cup. Mithali Raj becomes the first Indian women cricketer to score 10,000 runs. On the other hand, Smriti Mandhana becomes first Indian women cricketer to score Test 100 in Australia. Here is my friend K. Sai Pranav will take you to the conclusion of sports sector in 2021.
Sports was a critical phase in the surge of COVID-19. By continuous lockdowns and restrictions, players suffered without practicing, but still, sports event made a big comeback in year 2021. Highlighted by the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics, fans were welcome back and the stand to watch their favorite athletic compete. While some of the event might not have looked at the same as 2019, sports have continued to bring us together, whether watching at our home in real life. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mukunda Ramachari. Let's review about Global Technology 2021. Technology has impacted all aspects in our lives, inevitable in our daily endeavors. We can't imagine how we can do without technology. Today's most important tech trends will play a big part in helping us cope with, adapt the many challenging phases, from the shift working from home to new rules about how we meet and interact in public spaces. Tech trends will be the driving forces in the managing change. Let's talk about the top trending technologies in 2021. Consumer data platform, cloud computing, 5G services, AR and VR, artificial intelligence, automation, blockchain technology, quantum computing, cyber security, Internet of Behavior. Let's move to highlights of Global Technology 2021. Decision intelligence. Decision intelligence is still relative to the new IT world, which is a piece of software that enables firms and business leaders to see what might happen if they make particular option. DI differs from artificial intelligence in that it allows business to employ AI, increases profits and expands. The technology is growing in different sectors are communication, automobile, innovation and education, whereas 3G and 4G technologies allowed use to internet enhanced bandwidth, streaming apps like Spotify, YouTube and much more. 5G services are predicted to completely transform our lives by enabling sophisticated technology such as augmented reality and virtual reality. As almost every telecommunication business including Virgin, T-Mobile, Apple, Nokia, Qualcomm is already developing 5G applications, drones and unmanned vehicles. But impact doesn't stop here. Search and rescue missions, firefighting, law enforcement and transport will be transformed by drone technology. Virtual and augmented reality, VR and AR. Virtual reality immerses users in a simultaneous environment, and augmented reality is a superposition of technologies in real world in 2021. With millions of virtual devices around us, it's only a matter of time before we see VR and AR take over in our daily lives. The technology may be our future cryptocurrencies and bitcoins. Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies use blockchain to make easier to purchase and sell goods services online. People believe that the cryptocurrency will be a big distributor in financial future of 2021. Cryptocurrencies have yet attained their full potential despite and they have a decade for around. Let's understand the growth of Bitcoin past 10 years. Bitcoin has started in 2010 with price of 38 rupees. It has taken rapid growth past 10 years. The present value of Bitcoin is 45,50,000 rupees. And rebranding Facebook as Meta. Mark Zuckerberg introduced, which brings together all apps, technologies under new company brand. Meta focus will be bring the metaverse to life and help people to connect, find communication and grow businesses. Here my friend Vinod take us through the highlights of Indian technology in 2021.
Hello everyone, I am Vinod. Coming to highlights of an Indian technology. Science and Technology Minister Jitendra Singh has launched India's first virtual science lab for children under CSIR Jigyasa program. These labs will connect students with scientists across the country. New generation nuclear capable ballistic missile Agni-P was tested for second time, which has proven the reliable performance of all the advanced technologies integrated into the system. The ISRO is developing a small satellite launch vehicle with private participation and it will be launched in the first quarter of 2022. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology released a draft national strategy on blockchain. The strategy will explore the possibility of use of technology for medical supplies and vaccines. It will improve transparency and efficiency in governance. The technology has taken three major steps: restore, evolve, transform. In 2021, technology has restored cost management, online learning, financial health, affordability and digital equity, information security. In 2021, technology evolved student success, access to education. Technology has taken transform in 2021. Institution culture, technology alignment, technology strategy, recruitment, cost management. The top 10 tech trends: Edge AI, 5G factory, tailored insurance, AI for all, cyber security, staffing, optimization, L data, next gen HR, circular economy, zero waste. Conclusion: technology is constantly evolving and providing an excellent experience to users. The importance of technology is evident as it has reformed communication, education and access to information. The major tech trends mentioned above may take over our daily lives for years to come. In long run, getting an education related to them will definitely help you a lot in your career. Choosing and mastering the right new technology in 2022 will help you face the future. Thank you.
2022 will be a decisive year for all of us. If we be careless, it might take us back to the horrors of 2020. But if we are progressive and more careful, we can see the dawn of endemic. Endemic, end of pandemic. 2022 will be a year of endemic and our New Year resolution for 2022 would be to double. Let's gear up and double our health, educational growth, technology and our happiness. Wishing you all happy 2022. Narayana Schools, where learning never stops. Thank you.